let's talk about health, shall we? Do you feel comfortable regarding your health? So if you're an expat and you're here in the Philippines, and I've looked at Thailand, and I've looked at Cambodia, and I've looked at Singapore, and I've looked at Vietnam, and I've looked at Malaysia regarding health, and they're all very, very much the same. It's just how you feel as a person. And how do you feel? Are you getting good service? So I come from the UK, so you go back to the UK, well, I can go back to the UK and I can do NHS. But there's a waiting list, and there's lots of ill people in the UK. There's lots of people that are waiting for operations because, you know, there's 80 million people lining up for free medical care. Or you can go to the US and you can turn around and you've got your Medicaid A and your Medicaid B, and Medicaid A is here and Medicaid B is here. They don't actually join up, and you have to get a overlap insurance policy to bring the two together to give you a full comprehensive cover. But if you're not residential in the US, then you lose that benefit. Even though you've paid into it or you've got an insurance policy, you lose it. And I'm just going to cover off a couple of things. Let's try and say 3 things today that people I know here in the Philippines have had issues with their health, no fault of their own, and they've rectified how they've got to turn around, and they're going to get the health, and they're going to get their health sorted out, and they're going to get their repairs done. So the first guy is an expat from the UK, and a few years ago he had some palpitations on his heart, and he had to have a pacemaker fitted. So the quandary was go back to the UK, wait to get an appointment to get into a local hospital to have the pacemaker fitted, or go back to the UK, pay for it private to get it done, or go to DAVAO Premier Hospital here behind SM Langen and get the pacemaker fitted. So he took option 2 and he got the operation done here. Very, very simple. Went in one day, had the tests, had the information given to him, had to make a decision. Following week he went into the hospital, had the operation, pacemaker fitted, and he goes back every couple of months to turn around and do checks on the frequency and the battery and any other issues. And that cost him around £6,000, which is about 450,000 peso. Now you might turn around and say, oh yeah, it's free in the UK. Yeah, it's free, but you've got to wait to get in the list, in the queue behind everybody else that wants their pacemaker fitted, because in the UK the diet, people just eat anything and they get high cholesterol, they get high blood pressure, they get high fat, they get high again. They don't exercise and their heart starts to give out. Thank you, Mum. No yellow. No, salamat, Mum. Ooh. Look at that. I'm having my community carrot and orange juice. Fresh. Very nice. No sugar. So that's option 1. So that was an expat in the UK. Could have gone back to the UK, didn't. There were reasons why, mainly that you have to fly back and there could be issues on the plane, and you've got to cover insurance and you've got to make declarations. And when you're over 60 here in the Philippines, very, 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 very hard to find any insurance company. And I've mentioned this a couple of times. What you've got to understand about insurance companies, they're not in it for you, they're in it for them. and they'll give you an insurance policy that will cover you when you're at your lowest risk. So between the age of 30 and 50, you'll get everything on your insurance policy because nothing's going to go wrong with you. Try and get an insurance policy after the age of 60. Yeah, you're more likely to find somebody from a religious group walking up and down the high street here in DAVAO. It's impossible to find. There is a company called Hospitaiks that will turn around and cover you for 35,000 peso a year, but there are certain things it doesn't cover. Yeah, thrombosis, hardening of the arteries, heart disease, kidney disease, angina, irregular heartbeat, all the stuff that old people get when they get old. So insurance companies, and I see lots of it on my assignment. Yeah, we can give you, when you phone up these insurance companies, oh no, we don't, no. So if you're watching the Facebook and you're watching all these other adverts that are coming through on your channel, it's garbage. Yeah, total garbage after the age of 60. Insurance companies do not care about you. And here in the Philippines, PhilHealth is an insurance company and it doesn't care about you. Have a look at my vlogs in the past. Annie was admitted in the hospital and she paid in for 10 years and she got 800 peso. 800 peso. She was paying in 1,800 peso a month. Anyway, I digress slightly. So, bitter and twisted about health insurance? Definitely not worth the money. Save it, put it in a bank account, you get a credit card and do it that way. Do not invest in insurance companies. Now, second option was an American guy based out of Michigan had some heart issues. Was admitted into the hospital a couple of weeks ago, about 2 months ago now, and they turned around and they said that this was in DAVAO Doc. So he went into DAVAO Doc, thought he could use his Medicaid A, Medicaid B here. No, had to pay cash and then claim it back. Normal policy. So he then turned around and was told what he had to turn around and do. And he's still having regular checkups here in DAVAO with a cardiovascular and a heart doctor. And he went to Guam to look at using Medicaid A and Medicaid B on the insurance. But when he went to Guam, they turned around and said to him that he was a, what was he called? An out something. He was an out something.
Arugula salad, sir.
Oh, arugula salad. Very, very nice. Okay lang. Honey balsamic. Okay lang. Salamat. So he went to Guam and he was there about a week and a half making inquiries about using his Medi. They wouldn't have it. They turned around and said, come back in October 2026. We can make an appointment for you. This is your heart you're talking about, yeah? If somebody turned around and said that to me, I would like be going, hang on a minute, wait a minute, this is my heart and you need me to wait 6 months. Can't I just turn around and pay cash, get it sorted out? It's not like I've got 2 hearts, is it? It's not like I've got, I've got 2 pumps pumping my blood around my body. Yeah, no, I haven't got 1. Anyway, so he's got this arrhythmia and he's got this blood flow into artery A and the what's it called? The cavity, or it's in to get the heart in 4. Anyway, it's in there. It's having a problem. Anyway, they can't do anything. They turn around and said what they turned around and told him in Guam is that they send all of their heart patients to Hawaii. So he came back to DAVAO, came back a week ago, and now he's looking at going back to the US, to Michigan. But when he's been making inquiries, because he's lived out of the US for so long, Medicaid A and Medicaid B have run out, or what they call it, stopped, and he has to turn around and make all the back payments to turn around. So to me, that's more stress, that's more, but that's his call, and you have to understand that. But he's looking well, but he's still having treatment here. And I said to him on Sunday, why don't you just go down to DAVAO Premier and get the pacemaker fitted down there for 500,000 peso, rather than spending 100,000 peso to go to Guam, 200,000 peso to go to Hawaii, and then maybe 200,000 to fly to Michigan, pay back all the money or pay into the insurance policies, because they want the insurance policies updated, don't they? They want to get all of their top-up payments, and you make all those payments, and all of a sudden they'll put you in a hospital. So doesn't sit well with me. But I turned around and said to my friend, I said, if it was me, I'd go straight down DAVAO Premier and get it sorted out. He's over in his 80s, and he's got to do it. Now the other one is a friend of mine. I went and saw him yesterday. He fell over a couple of weeks ago, and this is the difference. You need to put this in context and perspective. He fell over. He's in his 80s, and he broke his femur. So they called 911 here. Ambulance come, picked him up in pain, took him down to DAVAO Premier Hospital, booked him into a room, done, no problem at all. Come and checked him, turned around and said that he had to have a plate inserted on his femur, because his femur hadn't broken this way, across the bone like that. It had broken the length of the bone, so it had split, and he needed to put a plate against it. So he went in on the Friday. An operation was on the Monday, out on the Friday within a week. Price 425,000 peso. Because he's over 60, he's got the same problem that we all have as a retiree in the Philippines. You can't get insurance because insurance companies don't want to insure old people, because you're a liability. Yeah, they only want to insure young people, but young people can't afford the insurance the old people can. So the old people are duped into paying for insurance. Anyway, my friend did what I turned around and I've recommended on my channel time and time again. Get a credit card. Pay for your medical on the credit card and get out of the hospital. There's a trend here that if you're in the hospital and you don't pay your bill, they don't let you out. And it happens, and the government turned around and said, oh no, you don't do that, you don't do that, you don't do that. Thank you, Mum. So they go, oh yeah, you're not allowed to do that, but the hospitals do it. They get the security people and they don't let you out, and they turn around, and every night you're in there because you're a cash cow. You're ill and you're in hospital. They turn around and want to charge you 3,000 peso a night. Only 50 quid a night. Yeah, but you can go down the local hotel. You can book in the hotel down there for £20 a night or $30 a night, and go into the outpatients every day, and that saves you money. But get a credit card. So he got a credit card, and I was talking to him yesterday. His operation, really happy with it. Really happy with the doctors, happy with the anaesthetist, happy with the specialist that was looking at his arthritis in that hip. Because he's got to have a hip replacement soon, maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. And I said to him yesterday, I said, would you go back to the US? He said, no. He said, I'm happy with that hospital. What they turn around. So, to put perspective on it, 450,000 peso is around $7,000 or £6,000. It would cost you $2,000 to fly back to the US. And if you've got a carer going with you, is going to be $4,000. So why put yourself through all of that aggravation when the care and the hospital service and the treatment that you get is quick, fast, open, and very, very, very professional. So I've said this all along, don't get the insurance, get a credit card, get 2 of them, put 200 grand on that one, I put 200 grand on that. I've got 1 credit card and I've got 2 million pesos on my credit card. That will cover me for a heart bypass, that will cover me for kidney. It won't cover me for my eyes, but my eyes, they don't guarantee that my eyes will get better if I took the injections, so I'm not doing it. So your insurance, get a credit card from the local bank, Philippine bank, because you need to get out of the hospital and get home. When you're out of the hospital and home, then it becomes the hospital arguing with the finance company or the credit card people. It's not your problem, is it? You just got to make the payment each month to clear your credit card, or you just do what I do, pay it in full. You just pay the 6 grand, clear the credit card debt and walk away from it. But you're back on your feet and you're well. And here that includes your stay, your medicines, your meds, your operations, the metal titanium plate that goes in, the anaesthetist, the doctor. So my friend, he's really, really, really impressed with the service he got on repairing his broken femur. But when you get to 80, it becomes difficult in the Philippines to find good medical care. When you find good medical care, keep hold of it. Hold it with both hands. Don't think that your first world country is as good as what you're going to get here in the Philippines, because it ain't. It's going to be more expensive. You're going to get flights, you're going to get hotels. It's not like I could turn around and fly back into the UK on a Friday with a broken femur on an aeroplane. That's pretty hard. Can't walk, pain. Walk into a hospital and get an operation within 3 days and be out within 5. They like to operate quickly in the UK, but when I had my eye operation, I had the accident in October and they operated in February. So I had to wait October, November, January, then in February they did the operation because they needed to book the specialist to do the work. So that was 4 months. If I went back now, that's 4 months hotel I've got to pay. That's £50 a night or $75 a night. Do the math. Or I can go down to DAVAO Premier Dock, walk in there. It's a modern, clean hospital. So I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I've got the best panini in DAVAO. Look at that. So anyway, health. We all want to look after ourselves when we're in retirement. But remember, if you're retiring below 60, you can get medical insurance in the Philippines. After 60, it's like pushing water uphill. I've tried, and I'm 68 now, I've been trying for the last 8 years, and the only company that does it is Primax. There are lots of companies out there, Provincial, AXA, Blue Cross, lots of them, Alpha, all, but there are all penalties. You've got to pay a 20% deposit. You've got to pay a cash back of 30%. You've got to pay this. You've got to pay that. It's not like you just walk in. So forget insurance. Get a credit card. Get the work done and get out of the hospital. And you might say, "Oh yeah, but you can afford it." Right. I might be able to afford it. More important, sitting on the beach, sitting in a bar, your health, and living longer. I would say living longer. Yeah, I might not have a full active life like I used to, but I'm enjoying my life, and that is key. So think about it. What's more important? You've only got one life. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Take care. Go have my lunch.